All right, again, we are waiting for the jury to come back from a short break before the closing arguments. Let's bring in Michael Jaafar. He's an attorney in the state of Michigan. Michael, the jury has 4 counts to consider: murder, in the first degree, murder of a child less than 12, tampering with a deceased human body, and tampering with physical evidence. For each one of them, they have the choice of guilty, not guilty, or not guilty by reason of insanity. Where do you think this is going to go, and what are you going to be listening for in the closings that we're about to watch?
I think this is going to go to guilty. I don't think she has a shot at the insanity defense. And I think what I'm focusing on in the closing arguments is the only leg that the defense has to stand on is a lack of a motive. That's the only leg they have to stand on. Because, you don't need to have a motive to be guilty of murder, but we've been conditioned as a people to ask for the motive. Every TV, every movie you watch, what was the motive? What was the motive? It's not really a requisite, but it's a big indicating factor. So I think the defense are going to focus on her lack of motive, because that's the only way they're going to be able to help their client avoid the inevitable. So I'm going to be focusing on their closing arguments more than the state's, because the state pretty much has built their case. So I'm going to be focused on the defense's closing argument and how hard they press on the lack of motive, and how hard they combat the fact that she had deliberate actions to conceal the murder. I've levied the insanity defense in an attempted murder case before. People who successfully levy that usually confess to the crime and confess that, hey, they had no idea what happened or how it happened. So I'm going to be focused on their closing arguments. They have a difficult challenge.
All right, I'm told that the judge has just called for the jury, so let's get a break in here, and when we return, we will watch the closing arguments of the case against Letitia Stout together. Stick with us. Back after this. All right, we're going to get a commercial break in here, and then we're going to go back to pick it up right where we left off. Before we go to break, we want to check in with our Marie Pereira and Michael Jaafar watching along with us. Marie is in New York. Michael is in Dearborn, Michigan. What do we think so far of the state's close? Marie, to you first.
I think the state is doing a masterful job, very impactful, and I think they're attacking all the weaknesses of their case, saying that, there's a difference between personality disorder and actual mental illness, where a person can evade criminal prosecution based on insanity. And he's touching on it so well that the jurors understand there's a difference between insanity and someone who's just so full of themselves that they just go around killing for no reason.
Michael, your thoughts?
I can tell you my thoughts in one anecdote. That prosecutor is every criminal defense attorney's nightmare. The way he started the closing argument, holding up a picture of Gannon, making it personal, bringing Gannon into the courtroom, that, to me, I don't know how you follow it. My heart sank. Because I put myself in the chair of the criminal defense attorney there. My heart sank, and I asked myself, if I was there and I have to follow that tomorrow, how the heck am I going to do it? The whole playbook goes out the window, and then you're just grasping for something. So in my opinion, that prosecutor is every criminal defense attorney's nightmare, because lawyers aren't the way they are. The way you see lawyers on TV are not the way the jurors respond. Jurors respond to lawyers like that, who are colloquial, who are down to earth, and who talk to you on a human level. That is a nightmare for the criminal defense attorneys.
All right, high marks from both of you for the prosecution. We'll get a break in here, and we'll pick up the rest of the prosecution's initial close. Remember, they also have the rebuttal. They'll get the last word before the jury gets the case. Back after this.